3, 2, 1, video. What are you doing here? Get out of my house! I'm just kidding, you can stay. But if you stay, you gotta watch me shave. Oh yeah. This is terrible. Look at this. Look at this hideous mug. Oh, look at all that hair. This is evidence that clearly there's some sort of weird deal before I was born. Never got to grow a beard. That was the rule. That's part of the rules. No idea why, but here we are. It's bad, man. All of the hairs are like spaced out. Oh, this is gruesome. So it's time to get rid of it. And to use that, of course, we're going to use our early 20th century inherited razor here. Yes, it's a beautiful, beautiful piece. This is a Gillette Old Style. I use it pretty much every day, and you get to watch and enjoy as I take the blade off. Oh yes, it is a double-edged razor. It's a great piece. It came in a little case that says GM on it, which happens to be my initials, and also, there it is, some of them, and also the initials, of course, of my great-grandfather, who I believe it came from. Ooh, crazy. So extracting in one or two cameras, extracting the blade. Oh, the blades here I'm using are, of course, feather blades, Japanese feather, stainless steel, yada yada. Oh, they get the whole 9 yards. They're super sharp. They're super nice. The Old Style is very aggressive. As you can see, my hair is kind of weird, and therefore it needs a particular setup. I find that using a very aggressive, very sharp blade allows me to get what are actually quite coarse and sparsely spaced hair. Look at the size of that one. If you could all be like that and dense, just have the most beautiful mustache and beard or whatever. But no, that's just not the way it goes. It's weird. Do this in the sky. Normally I do it not at this height. There we are. Nice new sharp blade. Do not touch the edges of the blade for a number of reasons. The simplest being you'll cut yourself, and the simplest being if you don't cut yourself, you're probably damaging the blade a little bit, and you don't want to do that. Yeah. Again, super weird doing this in the air, but mission complete. These little ridges are actually supposed to be protection, which means they are safe for me to very gently hold on to, though I'm not too excited about vigorously holding them. If I screw this in too tight, the Old Style razors actually will start to break, which is unfortunate. I discovered that the hard way. The top is not original to this razor. It has in fact been replaced, clearly from a well-loved original set, and it's been very well-loved, and it's going to continue to be so. So, what do I actually need to do? Do I actually have all the recording I'm hoping to do? I do. Life is good. So, here's the razor. Here's the blade. Now I have to figure out this amazing double camera setup and wet my face. Oh, the start of every good shaving session. Oh, crazy. If I was doing this in slightly less cramped conditions, then I would insist on the subtle differences between hot water and cold water and a whole bunch of other fun stuff. But since I'm doing this around a whole bunch of electrical equipment that I really don't want to destroy, the priority is just going to be very careful. Boom, now I got some moisture on my face. It's a good start. So, there are lots of theories and strategies and techniques behind the art of the lather. If you think shaving is a simple, straightforward thing, think again. I learned the art of shaving from my good friend Benjamin. Huge shout out to Benjamin, who taught it to me, I think, on a Merkur 34C or something. A fantastic little razor. Buy one if you want one. It'll do you for the rest of your life. The Old Style obviously has personal connections to me. But really the only difference between all of these different razors is, are they good or bad or not? And if they are, how nice do they look and what sort of shave do they give you? The sort of general scheme is between a really harsh, aggressive shave where the blade gets really close to your skin versus slice all your hair off, versus a more gentle, less violent shave. Certain people, certain skin conditions, yada yada, they need different things. For me, My skin's actually pretty resilient to having a sharp blade dragged across it. It's the hairs themselves that give me a real pain. So I use really aggressive setup. This might not be right for you, but it does get you, just me at least, a very close shave. Oh, and that's all you really want, right? All right, hoping to keep all my cameras intact. Spraying water all over the mirror. Just cleaned it. Doesn't matter. Let's keep this party going. Trying to keep this computer alive. Oh, stop going to sleep. All right. Hey, lost my razor blade there for a moment, but we got it back. Okay. All right. So, what's the plan of attack? Sometimes you go from the top, sometimes you go from the bottom. But as a general rule, coming up this way, you're gonna have much sharper things. I've got lots of hair on my face, so I'm gonna do a clean pass from top to bottom, basically as quickly as I can. The moment I start to feel tugging on the blade, I'm donezo. This sort of razor, you are just in constant communication with your tool, with your implement, with your blade. Your blade is giving you lots and lots of feedback, and you're listening to it, or you're cutting sections of skin off, buddy. So I'm going to start over here. The starting places are best. It's very easy to talk like this, as you can tell. The starting places are best on how flat the skin is. That's really what matters. You want to, ideally you're running this super flat, super sharp blade across super flat, super sharp skin the whole time. This is also roughly the logic behind changing the length of each stroke. The sharper the curve, then the shorter the stroke. And I feel like I'm doing a really good job because I'm not feeling the blade slice into my flesh. Which is usually when I feel I'm making a good job. Ugh, look at that go. Don't worry, we got you. We got you. Whoa! Now coming around with the other end. Nice and sharp, nice and clean. Keep on washing off the blade just to stop the accumulation of hair. Oh my gosh. Normally I'd wash off the skin once or twice here, but it's such a pain washing out the skin over this equipment that I'm just going to keep on plugging. I'm going to have to give it a wash in a minute anyway. So this is like a multisensual experience. Multisensual. And one of those senses is hearing. You can hear, or I can hear, especially over here, whether or not the blade is picking up hair or not. The tricky parts are, of course, the curved, gentle parts. There's this area around the face here, which you see I've mostly left unguarded. This sort of area over here, which I've done a fantastic job on. This area can be dangerous. You just have to make sure your Adam's apple is moved up and out of the way. And to do that, of course, you make a high note. You make a high note. Or gulp. This is what technique I use for that last inch there. There we go. If you do the gulping technique, you will, of course, slice your Adam's apple every now and then on the way down. So heads up for that, that's a fun experience. Alright, so now I'm definitely starting to catch a bit of flesh. Yeah, point right there. The shave's not over. I need a second coat, man. I need to go, I need to come back in for another run. Gotta get it again.